Well, it's back to the old grind for everybody. Yep. It may be Tuesday, but it feels like a Monday. Although, actually, as much as, lots of people are going back to work today, I actually sort of want to dedicate this video to, the children today because, at least in my area, or maybe it's already started for you, but at least in my area, today is the last day of summer. Yeah. Summer's over after today. I go back to school tomorrow. And, needless to say, it's bittersweet for all kids. I mean, I can tell you for a fact that every adult that every kid has ever known has been a kid at some point. And so, I hope they came out right. And so, kids, just ask your parents, even they're going to tell you, the last day of summer is just an overall sad day. I mean, it's sad in the sense of what's to come, but that doesn't mean you can't make it the best day of summer ever. I mean, in fact, we actually had something called a DZ, Discovery Zone, and my mom took my brother and I there the last day of summer. That was pretty sweet. But if you can't do that, you can come up with ways, maybe go in the pool one more time. I mean, that's not to say you can't do summer activities during the school year at all, by the way. But the fact that you are in school for 8-9 hours can be a little bit sad. So, first things first. Good morning, happy Tuesday, everybody. Almost forgot to do that. So this is my advice for students, that are about to start school tomorrow. And actually, you know what? It actually was on the Tuesday after Labor Day, in 2009 when I went to Trinity Pawling. So in a way, this sort of does apply to Trinity Pawling students as well, even though they actually start school less than 6 days from now. Yeah. They start school on, a week from yesterday. So next Monday, this upcoming Monday. So, yeah. So I guess in a way this would apply to Trinity Pawling students as well. I mean, I'm an adult and I haven't been to school in forever. So it's very possible that the advice I'm giving you could very well be out of date, if you will. But that's not to say that, at the very least, it's not well-meaning. So, first things first, if you can, as soon as possible, try and get yourself a routine. Not like something that's incredibly mundane and boring, but something that, for a fact you can be able to manage to do every single day, where will allow yourself to prepare for the day ahead, get all your work done in an efficient manner, be able to get your 8 hours of sleep. That's important because, you don't want to sleep during class or whatever. So there's that. And the advice would probably be a little easier for Trinity Pawling students because, again, they're only just starting to arrive now and they're going to be arriving throughout the week and they don't start school until a week later. But for everyone else, I mean, I know Labor Day kind of messes up things a little bit just because, it is a day off and, you got to hold on to something for a little bit longer. But, I would say, building up that routine, I would suggest you try and do that before Labor Day, or if not, immediately after. Probably today. Again, I mean, keep in mind, I didn't really follow any of this advice at all. But I wish I had. So, learn from my mistakes. Don't do what I did. Be better than me, please. So, there you go. Let's see, what else? If you're playing sports, whether it be football or, sorry, I have an itch on my hand that's holding onto the camera right now, sorry. if you have like, if you play like sports after school, be it, soccer or football, or I know girls at least have swimming in the fall, at least for horse heads and everybody else. Um, you know, Soccer, football, cross country. How can I forget cross country? Cross country is what I actually excelled at Trinity Pauling. So did I really just say accelerated? I mean excelled. I excelled at cross country at Trinity Pauling. Excuse me, but if you're playing sports, be sure to eat right. Again, still follow the same criteria that I just mentioned. Get your 8 hours of sleep. Be sure to get as much schoolwork done as you can. If you have an opportunity to study up on something, or, go over something you have with a fellow classmate, especially during your sport, do it. That's great. I mean, legendary Elmira native Ernie Davis would actually study on the way and back from football games. So yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be fine. Although I don't think it would. I mean, a lot of people get like car sick from that. So if you couldn't do that, I understand. But if the opportunity presents itself to try and make your school life better, I would say go for it. Get yourself involved with extracurricular activities. For me, it was not only sports, but I was also singing in the choir and doing theater as well. I met a lot of wonderful people there. In fact, some of those people are watching my videos right now. So hello, everyone. And this isn't applied to Horseheads too. This is a Trinity Pauling, or maybe I should. I mean, whether I was a Trinity Pauling or Horseheads, I was doing both of those things. Playing sports and excelling in theater and music. So, or singing specifically, but yeah. So again, you'll find you're going to meet a lot of nice people, wonderful friends. If all the TP tales and even lesser number of radar reports I've done over the years is any indication, I've met a lot of wonderful people, and, in school you're going to meet a lot of wonderful people as well. And don't misunderstand me, you're going to find some people that you're not going to like, and vice versa. I don't really have the best advice for that, other than if they're really the kind of person that you can't stand, or they can't stand you, at the very least, you should try and be an overall genuinely nice person to them. At least try and do that. Because, if nothing else, karma can be good for you. Or good karma can be good for you, I should say. And, maybe they can, maybe you can at least garner some respect from, said individual. So that's always something. Again, this is just advice that you may or may not need to listen to me on. I'm just telling you this because, it's sort of, I mean, again, I always felt I was alone on the first day of school, metaphorically speaking, because I was always filled with dread and, I guess, anxiety. Although, honestly, I want to say nervousness, but is nervousness a word? Nervousness? I was very nervous. How's that? I was always very nervous. I was just filled with dread. I was worried about how daunting the workload might be. And then, what if I couldn't play well in sports? All sorts of things are going through my head. And don't get me wrong, that's just because just because it happened to me doesn't mean it'll happen to you. I mean, it might, but you never know. I mean, believe me, every single student athlete in the history of probably ever has felt exactly what I just described right now at some point. Maybe not as often, or maybe it was even more often than I did. I don't know. But they do. So if you feel that way, know that you're not going to be alone. Again, You have students, you have students you can ask, you have your fellow students you can ask for help. You have, faculty. Faculty can help you. If you have questions about anything, they're there to help you. I mean, they're there to shape young minds. At the very least, they could also, help you with any questions you have. So, there's that. Or, your coaches. Your coaches can give you some sage advice. That happens. That definitely happens. Although now that I'm doing this, I realize that some of my friends from way back in high school, and even some in college, are also teachers as well. So if you guys are watching this, I guarantee you that I'm at least right about the whole willing to help a student if they need it. So, hi guys. Yeah. But again, or you know what? If you have older siblings or your parents, if you need to ask them for help in terms of advice for what to do about schools, like what to wear, what activities should I do, etc., go ahead and ask. I mean, listen, unless the person you're asking is incredibly, one-track minded to the point where any advice they give you is going to be wrong, they should always be able to help you for, anything you ask for. I mean, within reason. I mean, they're not going to say, Mom, can you fast forward time so it can be May? No, they can't do that. Believe me, I tried that once. Not that I asked for help, but, okay. I actually could probably tell you guys a story. I may have actually said the story already, but it was the day I arrived at Trinity Poly. That Tuesday, September 2nd, that was the date. Today's the 3rd, so, close enough. It was Tuesday, September 2nd. I already moved in. I already completed my, I'm pretty sure I already completed my first practice across country. Oh yeah, as soon as I got there, we just jumped right in. It was, not right in. I think I was there for maybe a couple hours, maybe 2 hours before cross-country practice started. So, yeah. I remember getting to my room in Dunbar Dormitory. I got up on the top bunk, because that was my bed, looking out the window at the quad, seeing Cluett Building in the distance, and thinking to myself, maybe if I close my eyes and reopen them, it'll already be May. Nope. So, no such luck there. Again, the school year it can be hard. And it's probably for the best I'm giving you guys this advice now. Any student who could be watching this advice now before they start school, tomorrow. Because, again, at least now that you have, my, words of wisdom, at least now you have something to sort of, go on. Whether or not you want to follow that advice, is entirely up to you. If you end up not following that advice, I'm certainly not going to stop you. In the end, you should do whatever you feel comfortable with. And that's cool if you do. For all I know, again, you guys can see me. I cannot see you. You could do so much as say that you're going to do, follow my advice and then completely do the exact opposite for all I know. Again, I don't know. So, yeah, you can do whatever. But in the end, I think I gotta go back to what my ACE Perspectives in Drugs teacher said at the end of every class my senior year when I took ACE Perspectives in Drugs. And that's make good choices. Again, try and get your 8 hours of sleep starting now. Not right now because, it's only the morning when I'm doing this video. But, starting tonight, let's say. So starting tonight, try and get your 8 hours of sleep. Prepare for the day ahead. Figure out what clothes you're going to wear. What food you want to eat if you want to go into that farther into detail. Or maybe you're going to do school lunches. I don't know. So, think about what classes you're going to take tomorrow. or what your schedule is. Try and get your schedule down pat. You know what? That's another advice I can give you. If you're not entirely sure where your classes are, like, find the time, well, again, preferably before Labor Day, but try and find the time today to go to your school, go to wherever room your classes are, and try and map out your schedule, and map it out so your schedule can match up so you're not late for class. That's what I would do. And believe me, it helped out a lot. Yeah, I would get sort of picked on for carrying far too many books at one time, but I was never late for class. Nope. I can be proud about that. So, yeah. Map out your schedule. Again, if you're able to see who is already in your class, try and communicate with them, get like sort of like a pseudo buddy system going, I suppose. Not pseudo buddy system because your classmates. It would be a buddy system actually. A buddy system, I guess. Buddy calling system maybe, I don't know. And yeah, that's about all the advice I can give to any student who's watching this right now. I mean, I do plan on doing this particular video every year from now on after Labor Day, just because, again, school's about to start. But, just in case, this video goes out of date or whatever. So, yes, I hope everyone's ready for school tomorrow, and I hope everyone else is doing A-okay on your last day of summer. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on the social media platforms, turn on those notifications on YouTube. I am humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful Tuesday, wonderful last day of summer, and I hope that any students watching this takes some of this advice to heart. I don't know. And remember, for you guys who want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care. And once again, make good choices.